Hello everyone, I'm Ashley, and today we're going to talk about the foster care and adoption system. So first we're going to talk about what the foster system is, and that is a system where children who have been abandoned or given up by their parents are placed with qualified families temporarily or permanently. The adoption system is, of course, after foster care, the child could possibly be adopted by the family that they were placed with or with a different family that they go to. The foster care system has some obstacles with it. You have to be 21 years old to be able to go into foster care and be able to foster kids. The training process can include background checks, health screenings, financial discussions, and home assessments. Of course, you have to go through foster care classes, and you have to be able to pass those classes. And you also have to be CPR certified, which you do that in the foster care classes. Your finances have to be stable. Your home and income must be in a stable condition in order for you to be able to support the child. Licensing, again, you must pass all foster care classes. If you don't, unfortunately, you can't do foster care. The cost, a lot of people think that there is a whole bunch of costs that go into being a foster parent or being an adoptive parent. And I mean, yeah, there is, but you get reimbursed by the state. While people look at it as being expensive, it's honestly really not. Any money that you do spend out of pocket, you will be reimbursed by the state. If you adopt through the state of Missouri, you'll be reimbursed by the state. I'm not really sure how that works domestically, as in different states other than Missouri. I'm assuming you probably get reimbursed the same way. But if you have a child between the ages of a newborn and 5 years old, you get what's called WIC, which is Women and Infant Care. I think that's what it stands for. It's basically just an organization that gives checks to families or women who are pregnant or who already have kids, and you get to be able to buy certain foods free of cost. And certain foods you have to have like 100% whole grain wheat bread or 100% wheat bread. Depending on what kind of milk that they give you, like 1%, 2% skim, whole. We only get certain size of eggs and fresh produce and frozen produce and stuff. And it also gives it to the biological parents, if obviously they're not in foster care. So next, the adoption system, and we're going to talk about state-wise. Parents have to do foster care before they are able to adopt. And depending on how many children that you have, it can become costly, but again, you get reimbursed. The positive side of adoption is that if infertility runs in your family or you physically can't have kids other than infertility, or you're part of the LGBT community, this gives you the chance to have something that you've always wanted or something that you've thought about. The adoption process can last anywhere from 6 months to over a year to complete. Personally, my parents adopted my brother, and we had him at 3 months old, which was in June, and we got him like late June, and we adopted him a year later in August. So, and he didn't go to any other foster homes, so that we were very thankful for that. Sometimes it'll happen like that. Sometimes they'll go to different foster homes and you probably won't even get him back. Rotational and stationary homes in foster care. Some kids might be placed in a rotational system, which is where you have them for so long and then they go to a different home for so long and then you get them back and then they go to a different home for so long. Again, luckily for my family, we got to keep my brother from the moment that we had him. Visitations, there are supervised and unsupervised visits. Supervised visits is where a caseworker will go to the biological family's home, or will go to the DFS office and have visitations that way. Usually supervised visits are in cases of if the biological parents are not clean, but they're not in jail. So, like for my brother, we did get some supervised visits. Like his mother got supervised visits, and some of them were unsupervised, really depending on the week. Unsupervised is the opposite. It's where you don't have a caseworker there. The biological parents have at least 6 months to become clean and sober, and responsible enough to be able to, sorry, that was my clothes in the back, to be able to actually get the kids back. So, in conclusion, the foster care and adoption system is very complex and sometimes hard to understand. But by knowing everything about both systems, we can change it for the greater good. Like for abortion, I don't personally stand up for it. But if we change the foster care system better, make it more better, we can stop a whole bunch of things. Thanks, guys.